Hey, welcome to Swing Lethal's third installment of our podcast. Do we have a name for this podcast? Fuck.
It is a swing
It's the
First
Swing
lethal.
off,
Lethal
Yeah,
podcast.
it's a swing
the Swing
lethal.
Lethal. Oh my god, fucking.
Welcome to the Swing Lethal podcast. Ooh-wee.
I'm about to give up this intro. I tell you what.
Yo, I got shit to do. Can we?
All right, Andy, you take it. Take it.
Bro, he's literally
No, bro.
so lonely. He said 4 seconds ago.
Welcome back
Please.
to the third installment of the Swing Lethal podcast. We're so excited to bring you the great news that's come in the last 2 weeks. It's been a super exciting week for all of us here. EoE just released. We got some spoilers from Mastery Garden Pack.
Yeah, something like that. Guardian Pack.
It's
Mastery
those
or something,
words.
I don't know.
Who cares about
those
the order?
words. It's for sure
Mastery
those
Pack
words.
Guardian. That's how it goes
Something.
across the screen.
And let's get into it. Josh, how was your week in Flesh and Blood EoE pre-release? Tell me about it.
My week was pretty good. I have not played. So again, I recorded a bunch of stuff for this pre-release. I hopefully it's good enough for the guy that usually edits it. He was a little disappointed with me in the last one, but we'll see how it goes. Um,
Outsiders.
yeah. We do our best. That being said, I recorded for this event because it's my first event in like 3 years for Magic. Like I don't play Magic. I mean I do, but like not like you guys. You know what I mean? I don't be playing it weekly. I don't play arena.
Real magic hater.
Yeah, I'm not a. I'm
Remember, he's
more.
a part of a content creation channel that covers Magic.
Yes.
I don't play Magic. Actually, I do.
Well, I play EDH. I play EDH for you
Watson, pay
guys,
attention,
but like
please.
I don't do events. I don't go to draft every week. I don't. That's not like I don't really do that type of stuff. So I haven't played in an actual Magic sanctioned event in quite some time. And it was really fun. I had a great time, and a lot of my friends from the Magic scene were still in the scene, and that was really fun. And seeing all them there, and my games were really bad. I realized I'm not very good at sealed Magic anymore, like at all. Sealed, I don't know about draft. I haven't drafted in a long time, but I imagine I wouldn't be very good at that either. Um,
Hopefully, this week we can change that.
no, I will be gone. I'm going out of town tomorrow.
No.
Hard
So
no.
yeah. But yes. It was very interesting. Aside from like one bad interaction, it was great. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited to actually like kind of do more of it. And I really like the set. Like the set was super fun. So yeah. What about you, Andy? You were with me, weren't you?
Yes, yeah. I was at that same pre-release. It was awesome. It was really fun. Our store we have the privilege of having 3 pre-releases a week, or the week it comes out, and the only one I'm interested in is the middle one, the Saturday one, because it's $5 more, but it's actual competitive pricing. There's 3 packs into the pool per player. It's not pack per win, which every other one is. So that's the one I go to. When I do pre-release, I'm like competitive. I want to do something with stakes. It's fun. We had enough people to do 4 rounds, 5 rounds with tiebreakers essentially, because there were several ties. But I had a lot of fun. I am an Izzet player at heart, and the archetype for blue red in this set is artifact aggro. Something that I'm not super comfortable with. I know it was like pirate artifacts. The last thing went to Ixalan that I didn't really vibe with. So I was somewhat apprehensive going into this and like seeing the card pool and seeing if I could even pull anything off. I ended up with a really solid Grixis deck. There's so much removal in black; it's so easy to play it. And my Izzet pile, my blue red stuff was really really good. Shout out to Cavern Harrier, the best 1-drop in this limited environment. Red 2/1. When it attacks, you pay 2, make a 2/2 body that's tapped and attacking. You resolve it on 1. If your opponent has nothing to say about it, you swing in for 4 on the next turn, on turn 2. It's just an all-star. I was able to find it in my sealed pool, played it. I saw it like turn 1 out of like 5 of my games. It was just so fun. I ended up going 2-1-1. I bubbled right out of prizing. I went 5th, and prizing was to top 4, so a little disappointed. But yeah, aside from that, like Josh said, I did have the one awful interaction with him with one of my opponents. But as we say here in Swing Lethal, if you see our comments, there are piss babies everywhere. Piss babies, clowns, and they're gonna continue being piss babies and clowns, and you just kind of vibe with it.
I just want to say one thing before we go to you, Dante. I realized like I was bad at Magic like sealed and draft when I walked over to our friend Seth and Andy's game, and I walked over. They were like at 10 and 12. I walk away, come back 5 minutes later, and they're both back at like 20. And I'm like, oh, they started a new game. They're like, no, this is the same game. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah. And they have like 20 things on the field, and like there's so much back and forth. I'm like, my deck doesn't do this. I was like, I don't know what I built, but it's not
Yeah.
in this same realm. Like I don't know what happened, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah. I was at 23 that game. I had our boy Seth down to like 11, it's like 11 or 12, and I was at 23. He swings in for 14, and I'm like, yep, I go to 9, and then we have a competitive game from there. I think I took that game. I put
No.
him to.
that was the game you guys ended up tying because the second game lasted so long.
No, that was the second game.
Oh, you won. Yeah. You did win that game. The
Yeah.
match itself, you
Yeah.
ended up tying it out. Yeah.
Yeah, round 3 we had to tie it because we had to play like three turns of round 3 before time happened,
Mhm.
and neither of us were in a deck aggressive enough to finish up the game at that point.
Yeah.
But
My bad.
yeah,
Spoilers.
how was your week in Magic and in Flesh and Blood, Dante? What's your TCG week look like?
So I drafted an unspecified amount of times of EoE. And the only tidbits I could throw out is if you're not playing Orzhov X or just Orzhov, you're not drafting for real. I tried every other archetype other than Orzhov, and I came to terms with removal is just better than playing Magic. So we're not going to go any further on that. This week of Magic kind of sucked, and we're going to leave it at that.
Can I just say,
Yeah.
I also drafted EoE on Arena after this. I did draft Orzhov. I didn't want to. I wanted to play what I wanted to play. I got a Grav Kill pack 1 pick 1. I got the 5 mana Orzhov gold creature in pack 1 pick 2. My deck was so fucking tight. It was just Orzhov removal, and I went 5 and 3 because I ran into some bad beats at the end of it. But I went 5 and 0 and then lost 3. Oh, Orzhov's good.
Not me. Not I.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for Magic probably today because we have a lot to talk about in Flesh and Blood. We've been gone for, like I said, probably about 2 weeks now, a week and a half. And during that time, we were anticipating Singapore, and Singapore has happened. Pro Tour Singapore looked awesome. The games were super fun to watch, and there was a few events that happened there. But yeah, let's talk about Singapore. So the top 8 for Singapore ended up being like 4 Gravies, 2 Slippies of Verdance, and I think 1 Syndra. You guys watched all of that. I didn't get to catch all the games, but I caught some of them. What do you guys think about Pro Tour Singapore? Oh,
I'm up first, baby.
Hell no.
I'm up first.
all right.
PT Singapore was a fucking banger to watch up until the last 2 rounds. I had so much fun. I went in saying that like I wanted Slippy to take the whole thing, and I wanted Pablo Pintor to take it. I forgot that Yuki is my favorite player in Flesh and Blood because day 1 was the fucking Yuki show. She thrashed day 1, and I was so sad to watch day 2 and see her slip just further and further and further. I love watching the draft rounds because limited is like my favorite format in any game, period. If you can play limited in the TCG, I'll try it. So I'm always super interested in the draft rounds, and oh god, I can't remember one of the people. Oh god,
Was it
Trey
Trehey
something.
or no?
No, it wasn't. No, it was the Acilio player.
Oh,
Is the
okay.
Acilio player. I think he ended up on Marlin, and it was just nutty. I can't remember. I really enjoyed draft. Top 8 was fine until the last 2 rounds, and I gotta be so super real. I turned off the last game because I can't stand to watch more than one gravy mirror in a sitting. I know the deck's complicated. I know it's tough to play. I don't want to watch 2 gravies kiss. It just takes too long, and it's a little uninteresting for me. That's my take on PT Singapore. Dante?
This was my first ever PT watching, at least, obviously. It was super fun, super exciting. Day one was a fucking blast. I discovered who Yuki
Yep,
Lee
that's
Bender.
correct.
She's a phenomenal player. I think she's awesome. There was a lot of great players out there. My just like my boy, watching Gravies play isn't fun by any means. It is. I understand the deck may be hard, but it is super uninteresting. But I also just fucking hate allies. I stand by that. The match that made me mad though was the Verdant Syndra match, and I think that was the semis. I think that was the semis,
Something like that.
and he
Definitely in top 8.
was on his way to beating Verdant, and he threw the game, and that and it was like, I don't know, I've obviously never been at that level of gameplay, but like when you're right there and it's like right in front of you to get further on, he made one critical mistake, and I think it was he didn't re-equip the dagger at the end of his turn, and it snowballed so bad. Like him not re-equipping that one dagger cost him the rest of that game, and I don't know, that sucked because I also just hate Verdance. Her and her stinky feet, dude.
What?
I can't.
What?
I don't think
I
they're
can't.
stinky.
Bro,
I don't
I've
think they're
I've been
stinky.
playing Verdancing as my my partner. I've been teaching her like a little bit of Verdance and been playing against it. And I'm like, dude, this deck is
They've been
sick.
teaching you. They've
Yeah,
been teaching
yeah.
you
True.
Verdance.
Yeah, true. She's like it's funny because she really down on herself about the game, but then she'll be like, ah, I'm playing as Guardian. This is so boring. I'll block my whole hand. All right, gain life, but doing damage to you. Okay, God, this is so boring. Blocking my whole hand. Gain life, do damage to you. Ugh. I don't like doing nothing. Okay, I'll attack you for 7. You're dead. Yeah, yeah, I'm dead. Like,
Yep.
Guardian adjacent gameplay.
yeah, like.
Same thing, different ways.
But yeah, it was funny because she was just like she was so upset to be beating me. But yeah, uh, yeah, I enjoyed watching what I was able to watch. I didn't get to watch everything. I did get to watch the final game, and I did watch a little bit of top 8. I didn't get to catch the Syndra versus Verdant's game, but I'd heard. Um, and like you said, we're not at the top level constantly playing. You have cameras on you. You had a lot to think about. Things happen. It's difficult. He also played. He was not him, but like everyone had played for a crazy long amount of time. 2 days playing like that at that rate is like insane. And like we know how it is just playing for like our armory, playing 4 or 5 games in a day and be like, damn, my head hurts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let alone playing 17 rounds or something in a
Three
draft and
days straight with
yeah,
jet lag.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Um,
tough.
so like I think they all get their take every play with a grain of salt. It happens, but yeah, that is Flesh and Blood where you like the game is all about who makes less little mistakes, and he made sadly just like one too many, and that's what ended up getting him. But yeah, it was really fun. But what I wanted to bring up, and this is something that's been talked about, all over the place, is essentially like because Gravy was so heavily represented in the top 8 of the Pro Tour, there's a lot of talks on whether or not this hero deserves a ban and should be like reined in or checked. I'm of the opinion that he does not need a ban. We saw the calling the next day, and the calling had 8 different heroes, and his conversion was not nearly as good as the top 8 or as the Pro Tour. Um, I think that what ended up happening a lot in the Pro Tour is this is all speculation. This is like just my beliefs. Is you're playing a hero day in day out. You're practicing Gravy, right? And you go into and you also and you're practicing draft because you know you have to play draft. But I feel like if you get to draft Gravy, that's like got to be a good day for a Gravy player, right? That's gonna be like, okay, sick. I already know how to play this deck. I kind of understand what this hero is trying to do. We ended up seeing that a lot, right? Like a lot of the not saying that all the Gravy players played Gravy during the drafts. Obviously, you play what your draft gives you, but their draft rates. A lot of the Gravy players that made day 2 drafted crazy. I don't think like a single one of them dropped more than 2 games or something. Like it was like insane. Like I don't know. Like they all drafted really really well as playing well. So it was just like okay, I think this might just be a draft thing rather than Gravy being OP broken thing. You know what I mean? Like I think just the best players happen to be playing Gravy type deal. Um, I don't think he needs a ban, but if he does get a ban, I know people were saying red swells or certain things like that. I think it's probably a golden tipple. Actually, I think you need to restrict that card.
Went
That card's fucking
first
insane.
last.
But all right, what about you, Andy?
I I also think that Well, I'm actually in an opposite mindset of you. I do think Gravy needs to catch a ban somewhere. The deck is insanely consistent in that we saw the best Gravy players at PT Singapore and a fuck ton of them, and we saw one. To my knowledge, I saw one whiff. I saw one genuine real life whiff from Gravy in every game. I can't remember what round it was. It was a Gravy mirror, and it was Gravy digging something like 4 cards deep and not finding an impactful card. And just take the sentence I just said to you. Gravy digging 4 cards deep and then not finding an impactful card. And it's like the ability to dig 4 cards deep is not even available to the vast majority of heroes. And
You
say
could
he
play.
finds
You could play
a
Olympia.
CNC the ocean.
I'm just saying, you can play Olympia, dig 4 cards deep, and know you're not gonna find an impactful card. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I
At
stomach
least
you
in-
an RIP Olympia somewhere here. Somewhere
Oh, yeah.
RIP Olympia.
Oh yeah. That was oh man.
Not to derail you, but yeah.
At least in Olympia, you know that there are no impactful cards, so you're not gonna find one. You're just kind of digging for not. You're just digging a hole.
You're like, I'm doing stuff.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. We saw the best Gravy players all weekend. So many of them, several mirrors, all kinds of like games in the top 8. Like this is like a wild amount of representation. And it's not unheard of. You know, we have BDIFs come and take over a meta. Not to say that that's Gravy. I don't know. I think Slippy is still like really good, but the fact that like of all the games, I like in my head stuck out to me one like full whiff from the deck in this whole weekend is like, wow, this shit is like insanely consistent, insanely good. It's resilient, and I think it's just like it needs to be hampered somewhere. It needs to take just a little bit of a hit, and I think they do to Tipple what they did to Bonds, in that Tipple should probably be restricted. I don't think they lose Tipple. I think we just restrict Tipple to like 2 or 1 something. It's got to change up a little bit. He's just insanely consistent. The amount of gold generation, like we watch games where they try to gold star Gravy and it just doesn't work because he can just
There's
make
no way
he's
he
gonna
can
make all. Yeah, you can't really gold star Gravy if Gravy just decides he wants gold.
Mhm.
I do think he needs to catch a little bit of a ban. Otherwise, like he seems fine. It's just like he's just an aggro deck hiding in allies. This is what I think. I think Gravy is an aggro deck because he gets 0 benefit from blocking. There's no blocking game in Gravy where he's gonna get benefit and like be comfortable in that position. His goal is to just send damage, establish a board that sends damage, and just pressure you out of the game. Those are my thoughts. Dante, do you have any thoughts on Gravy?
I think so. I'm still new to the game. I'm still very new to the game. I do think as far as like the draft pile, I think Josh is correct when it comes to like if you're already a master, not a master. I'm not sure if there's a master yet, but if you're already a really high touted Gravy player and you
Alex
can
Strahay was
just
kind of good.
if you can just draft the thing you play in CC day in day out for the past what how long's Gravy been out? 3 months, 4 months,
A month and
not even
2 months, I think.
See,
Now.
you've spent every waking moment, playing this. You know how to draft it. You've probably drafted so much. I think that Gravy probably is just the best deck from Limited. I'm not a Limited expert. I'm still new. What I think, I don't think Gravy's the BDIF. I don't think he's the best deck there is. I do think that what the issue is how consistent. As you said, he's super consistent. Like he's gonna make gold no matter whether you starve him or not. You can block all of his the gold hook. You can block all those attacks. He's going to make gold. I do think I don't personally think he necessarily needs a ban, but if something was to get banned, I do think they should restrict Tipples. Either Tipples, Call to the Graves, or that fucking what's that card that pitches off the top of your deck?
Swell.
Chart the Heart Swell?
Well,
No,
there's
Chart the Heart Seas.
The attack or the non-attack?
The non-attack. The non-attack.
Chart the high seas.
one of those cards, if one of those gets fucked with, I think if he's only allowed to run 3 of tipples, that I think would change maybe not the consistency, but the basis on which his gameplay. Because he, of all the decks I've ever seen in Fab, that has to be the most consistent to game plan outside of maybe Syndra, because Syndra just does Syndra. She doesn't need to think really. I mean, she does in certain matches, but it's like attack, attack, attack. I need to flick here, attack, attack, attack. Gravy's draw, discard, draw, discard, draw, discard. His whole deck is blues for the most part, a handful of reds. He's going to be able to abuse the golds. So, he's going to be able to make 5 to 9, resources throughout a turn. It's just a level of consistency, and I do think something does need to be restricted out of him. And even with that restricted, it won't really hinder him, but I do think it would stop him like this much. But I don't think like I've gone and done my research on what Starvo was. I saw Aurora on her way out. I've looked into OG Zen. Those are decks that needed to be fucking shot down.
Yeah.
Gravy needs to
Hanging
be
out
tweaked.
back.
Yeah, I think Gravy just needs to be tweaked a little bit. But overall, he's just super consistent. And if you even variance a little bit, I think that just puts you at a disadvantage if you're at any form of variance. Assassin's drawing up no attack hands, too much variance. Syndra playing a hand that doesn't fully convert because they're all 1 cost somehow. I don't know how she ends up that way, but everything costs.
Or no starters.
Or no
Syndra has a
starters.
problem drawing like no starters, and then she'll have to like pitch a red into a dagger to start her turn, which is so bad on value.
Yeah. So I think that's what he's just super good at what he does, and I think that's what the issue is, that he's just the most consistent, I think, of all decks. Don't quote me on that, but that's my take on it. That's my little stool.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think I can agree with that, and I understand people saying, hey, you should hit swells, because swell does allow him to just have like these insane pop off turns, and that is like, it's hard to kind of deal with. It's hard to kind of control this deck that can be like, oh hey, I'm gonna do all my game plan, I'm gonna do certain things, and I'm gonna play a red swell, and then I'm gonna hit this off the top, and I'm gonna have 18 mana or resources to work with, and can do whatever the hell I want for infinity and beyond. So I understand saying like hitting a specific card might be worth it, but also like, at least in my experience with the decks that I play, I haven't had any issues with him. And then I haven't been playing Guardian, so maybe that's a different story. But even a Guardian like player in our like locals, Jarl, has just been like, it's okay, it's like a fine matchup. He goes, it's not a favorite matchup, but I don't feel like it instantly beats me. And it's like, okay, well that's probably a good sign, right? That's probably like a well balanced hero at that point. But or maybe just Jarl being able to pop a
That's a very
compass.
strong-willed Guardian player.
Yeah.
Let's shout him out. It's a very strong man.
Yeah, that's our boy. That's our boy Aaron. So
That's our boy Aaron, who fucking blizzards me twice
yeah.
back to back. Oh,
You gotta be strong.
man.
You gotta be strong to play Euro in this era of Fab.
Yeah.
Shout out him. Okay, that I just want to talk about this. The last armory we went to, I play Aaron, our Jarl player, in round 1, and my deck's doing good. I'm constantly into Guardian, so it's already like a really like narrow margin for me to fuck up a little bit before the game's just gone. Right? I'm doing good. I'm keeping tempo. I'm pressuring Aaron. He finds Blizzard 2 times in a row towards the end of the game. He's like Blizzard. I'm like, fuck. And he just stops my turn at like 4 damage or something. Sends back a whole bunch. He blizzards me again after that when I'm like, I'm gonna take this damage and I'm gonna tempo you back. Sends another blizzard and I'm like, fuck, I'm super low now. I'm just gonna have to like block, keep my hand, try to stay in this game. And then after those 2 blizzard turns, he goes, Macho Grande? I'm like, fuck. Alright. He's got me. It's like blizzard, big dominate, and I'm dead. But that was my only game I dropped. So I feel good about that.
Yeah, same tournament. I went 0-3 on Puffin. Had just the most Puffin of Puffin hands, and was like, when we were joking about how inconsistent she is, yeah, she fucking can be, bro. She can be. This is what I was telling them at the the event. They're like, how are you living like in Puffin? You've been really consistent on it. I'm like, yeah, I played in like 12 armories or something with her. In the first 9 armories, I dropped 3 games total. Like, I was fucking killing it. She was crazy. The last 3 armories, I haven't won a game. So I don't know how good she is, to be honest. I think she's really fun, so I'm gonna keep playing her, but she definitely needs a little bit of help in the consistency. Maybe look at another pirate and go, hey, I like what you're doing. I don't know, maybe make my cogs attack for 1 or something.
Fuck. Not the illusionist mech.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I don't know. I'm just I'm kidding. Please don't do that. I actually don't want to play that. But yeah. But yeah.
Okay. Do we want to get into spoilers? Our favorite spoiler that we've seen so far?
Yeah. Let's talk
Okay.
about Guardian Mastery Pack.
Oh yeah. Who's up first?
Um, go for it,
There
Dante.
it is.
That's you.
Where did it go? I forgot its name. Please hold.
No,
Fuck.
you can't do. All right, Josh, you're gonna have to do a
No.
little bit of editing. Cut this little.
Yeah. All right. So my favorite spoiler that's come out from Guardian Mastery Pack.
Yes. No,
Ooh,
Mastery Pack Guardian.
Mastery Pack Guardian. You're so close.
Anyway,
You're so close.
is Test of Iron Grip. It's the 4 block when it defends, you clash an attacking hero, and they just the winner doesn't discard. The loser discards card. I don't play Guardian, but the one Guardian I do want to play is Victor Goldmain, and I want to try this card out so fucking bad. Fuck Ninja players. It's already fuck Ninja players if you're playing Guardian, but like extra fuck Ninja players. That's mine. I want that.
Yeah, I like this card in the form that it's just really strong. It's a 4 block, right? And then it just kind of does everything you need it to.
Mhm.
I'm hoping that it gives Guardian like a little bit more play into some of their like worst matchups. Obviously not into Gravy, but we'll see how it actually affects um the gameplay here. That plus Pleiades and Smash Palace, not Smash Palace. What is it called? The set that's
Super
coming out,
Slam.
Super Slam. Super
Super
Slam's coming out
Slam.
soon. So
Super Slam.
I'm excited to see where Guardian goes with this set. Well, would you like to go next, Andy? You can talk about your card. I'll talk last.
I sure. I just want. I am so not looking forward to Test of Iron Grip. I am not like I already hate at like again Dante saying fuck Ninja players. Playing Ninja
Ninjas.
and sitting across from a brute and just looking at their flesh bag and being like, okay, when are they just gonna decide that my turn's done? Because it's gonna happen. They're just gonna be like, well, you know what? I'm gonna flesh bag your starter. You're kind of fucked. It's like I hate that feeling. I hate that feeling of being like, I know one of these turns is he just gets to say no to, and that's fine. Whatever, it's one turn. This is 3 instances of that. This is 3 instances of flesh bag, and I don't like it. I'm not here for it. I'm not excited for it. What I am excited for is all of the art in
Yes.
Mastery Pack Guardian. This art is gorgeous. Shout out Peck Perfect and Test of Iron Grips. This art is beautiful. Like my phone wallpaper is Katsu, but I might have to put Peck Perfect on here. Like this is insane.
Yeah,
It's not my favorite card though.
I
It,
love that the art is like it's like there's this interesting like duality dichotomy. I'm not really sure between just being big hulking people and also like shaping the worlds with seismic surge tokens, and like binding
Mhm.
of the old ones and ley line of the old ones and put in then solid ground and like all these cards where it's like okay, so they're big dudes that also might just decide if mountain should be existing. I don't know. Like,
yeah,
it's kind of funny. It's kind of
very
cool.
very much a big man privilege to just be able to move a mountain.
Yeah.
My favorite card though, my favorite card that's been spoiled so far is it's just it's the theme, the name, everything. It's so good. It's Headbutt. It's not a good card, but it looks good. It's the blue 4 cost 6 power 3 block, and it can't be defended by non-head equipment. And if you have a head equipped and your opponent doesn't, it gets +1. And it has a crush that says if it crushes, you put a -1 on a head that your opponent has equipped, and if that has 0 block value, now destroy it. That shit is so funny. That shit, it's so like thematically just tight. Like the naming, all of the mechanics. I think it's really funny. I like it flavor wise. In practice, I know I'm gonna hate this so much because every class I play has a very, very important headpiece. Momentum in Katsu, New Horizons in Riptide. They're very important, and this is just gonna fucking suck. All of these Guardian cards just mean that I have to start blocking more as a player that hates blocking. The reason I love Riptide is because Riptide says, "Hey, you're gonna have to block this turn. You're gonna have to care about your life total a little bit. These cards are specifically for blocking." That's why I like Riptide, because he kind of takes that away from me. I can't just be like, I'm gonna keep my whole hand. I'm gonna play like Azalea. I'm gonna play like, I'm just gonna throw everything. You got to figure it out. He makes me make those decisions. But these Guardian cards are also trying to make me make the decision of blocking, and I fucking hate it.
Yeah, we talked about hating ninjas, and I feel like that's definitely the most like impactful thing is like the mask momentum, right? Like I can't really think of any other headpiece that is like super important to a hero's game plan. Maybe New Horizons, yeah, right. You were just saying New Horizons,
New
but
Horizon's
Links
good.
too.
yeah,
Lynx is good.
links, yeah. So it's
You got to
just
catch Lynx early though.
these are yeah
Yeah.
these are it's one of those attacks that's just like, hey, I might just end your whole game right now because not your whole game, but you'll end a decent portion of their game by taking away their
I
mask
mean,
momentum.
Syndra's kind of fucked without that. You
Yeah,
take a lot of pressure away from her without that fucking hat.
that is true.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like that I really like that weapon. I really like that attack as well. Actually, honestly, like as a guardian, well, I play heavy hitters. I play everything. A lot of the like I've been hearing a lot of like rhetorics basically saying that the set is like not for guardians. It's like anti-guardian, a lot of anti-guardian hate, and a lot of like things that don't really help guardians like find any identity. I heavily disagree. I disagree. I know that like a lot of the cards are guardian cards that hate on other guardian players. Um, but obviously that's for the actual play aspect of the gameplay, right? So you're trying to you don't want these cards to exist just in a vacuum or like exist just to attack any deck because then it's like you're juicing guardians way too much. And I'm totally okay with like having just a few cards be really good into the greater meta, and be impactful to again the greater meta. Also, I think Balda looks juice as fuck. I'm really excited for Balda being the Dami Mommy, being super good. So, and
We're
that
getting a
brings
lot of
me
Guardian shit.
to my favorite cards. Yeah, I'm excited. So I was never,
Yeah.
I was never a mill player, and my testing partner when I was playing modern. Well, I had a couple people that I tested with a lot, but the guy that I tested with most was in love with mill. He was like, mill's the best thing ever. We played a lot of blue black mill at the time, blue black Esper mill. Um, he was just doing his best to make it work. It doesn't really, to be honest, but that's magic. They're bringing mill even more mill because obviously we have millstone, but we're getting even more mill in the form of leave a dent. Leave a Dent is the zero cost blue 3 block that says your next guardian attack gains crush. If it crushes the opponent, they destroy the top 4 cards of their deck. And I'm like, damn, this in tandem with like Peck Perfect, or a couple other cards that they've like shown like Daily Grind. It's like, oh,
What a name.
yeah, right. This fatigue mill strategy is looking pretty fucking strong. And then like like Valda, put them in their place is like essentially a mill card, right? Because like they discard their hand and then draw a whole new hand. So it's like essentially you're just destroying 4 cards that way too, right? So I don't know, like that's pretty good.
Basically wheeling
Hmm.
into mill.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I'm excited for this like this play, and Leave a Dent is the most obvious. Like, hey, we want you to try milling your opponents out. You guys like fatiguing? Here,
They're
be
speeding it up. They're
yeah.
speeding fatigue
You
up
can
finally, so at
fatigue
least
in
it's not
a
as
in an
boring.
aggressive way. Yeah, exactly. Which is like all that I want. Like I want to play an aggressive, big attack. Bravo that doesn't have to block with his whole hand just to survive and swing with a hammer here and there. You know what I mean? Like I want to be like, okay, yeah, I'll take 15. Here's fucking 14 of my own mill 4 cards. Deal with it. And they're just like, well, fuck. Like that's really fun to me. But yeah. How do you guys think? So, like, before we move on from Mastery Part Guardian, what do you guys think about its actual impact on the meta? Like, do you think that Valda, Bravo, Victor, and the followers get any power from this? And I see Dante's already holding the dice, so you got some words to say. But yeah, um, like what do you guys
I
think about this?
I personally think that the only relevant guardians that after all this is said and done will probably be Pleiades and Victor. I think Valda's neat. I think she's exciting. I don't think a lot of her game plan is around your opponent's strong cards. Now, I do think that I may just be completely wrong because I've obviously tested against some of like the open CCs, and when you swing a crippling crush for 1 resource and you're able to run a 9 of pummels, you just go pure aggro guardian, and it's a lot scarier when you're like, I can block with most of my hand, use my fucking find out tunic, resource, whatever chess piece, just a 1 resource to swing a crippling crush at someone. I don't think it's crippling crush. I think that's
Mental?
any big guardian attack. Any big guardian attack,
I think it's Spinal.
she'll end up doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a completely different card. But a big guardian attack for like 2 resources is so much scarier because she can just run 9 pummels. But I don't think she's ultimately going to end up being that good because her game plan is to make her opponents draw. Because there's certain decks you can't give them more cards. You can't give Syndra 7 cards. That's your ass. You can't give Slippy 7 cards. You can't give the best decks that exist right now more cards. And I think that'll be a downfall. Victor, I think he may start showing a little more, but I ultimately still think that when everything's all said and done, Guardians are probably still going to be just all right. Maybe we'll have a good showing here and there, but probably just all right.
I kind of have that same sentiment. I agree with a lot of what you're saying in that the format right now, this format should be prime for Guardians to do work. Right? The 2 of the best decks in the format are just actual full rushdown aggro decks, and the third one is basically that. The problem is that third one is Gravy, and he is keeping aggro on board. The allies are making it really, really tough for Guardian, and the fact that none of these allies have that magic little keyword, Phantasm, there's no way to blow them up and deal with them safely for Guardian. That they just have to spend so much more resources and energy clearing board, trying to keep a lid on the game. And because of that, I don't know how well Guardians are going to do. I do think that with just the sheer amount of product and new toys that are going to be available to Guardian, with Super Slam supporting 2 Guardians and a new Guardian talent, and as I've fucking harped on before, talents are always pushed, so we'll see how Revered and Reviled go. But that in tandem with Mastery Pack Guardian coming out, I think we're at like a critical mass of new shit being pushed into the format that somebody's got to figure something out, and I think that Guardian will find success more so than it has before, especially with these Clash cards and Victor getting access to these. I don't know if it cracks that what is right now like 3 best decks and Verdance. I don't know if it cracks there, but I do think that we'll see some middling success.
Yeah, that's like one of the things I was thinking. I was like, oh, I really like this, like this destroying the top like mill strategy that it's got going on, but also like that just makes its like worst matchup, which is probably Gravy Bones, just significantly worse, right? Like cool,
Yeah.
I just filled your graveyard for you, buddy. Like, but yeah, I don't know.
Destroy the top. Oh, a chum?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Whoops.
Shit.
So.
Or what's the stupid ass one? What's the back alley break line?
Oh yeah, you get an extra
If they clash and destroy the top.
Well,
because daily grind gives all of your attack actions clash. If they win the clash, destroy the top.
Mm-hmm.
So you just block with your hand.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's going.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
On the defensive, on the clash, if you destroy a back alley break line, that's going into a zone face up from the deck.
Yeah.
Right. It's basically called the graving it for them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mill Gravy. If you're
Don't
a Guardian
mill
lover,
gravy.
don't mill Gravy.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to say the least. All right, well let's move on from Guardian Master.
Are we ready to move on?
Yeah, I think we're ready to move into our last most anticipated section.
Design space.
Oh yeah.
All right.
We're in the design space. I'm so excited. We are doing something different. The design space is where we all give each other prompts to build wholly new characters, cards, things from the games that we love, and prompts that we give each other. This week, we moved away from hero talent combos and we went dual classes. We're doing dual classes that have not been paired together, and we are coming up with wild new designs. And I'm super excited for this. Now, I believe the only person who hasn't gone first is Dante, right?
Yeah, I believe it's Dante.
Okay. So Dante, we're going to start with you. We need a hero, a weapon, a specialization for that hero, and all of these are going to be specializations because the dual classes have not existed before. So, what was your prompt, and throw us your hero?
Well, unfortunately, You gave me my prompt, and you gave me two things I hate more than anything: wizards and illusionists. So I had to make a wizard illusionist. Now, I did have to break the rule for
Thank you.
this. I had to make 4 cards because there's a token that my hero does create. So I'm gonna send it and wait for it to deliver.
I'm sorry. You broke a rule that we like established and like set hard
I'm pretty
boundaries on.
sure you broke that rule.
Me? No.
Oh, yes, something like that. All right. So did it send? I don't know if it's in. It doesn't show delivered in group
Ooh,
chats.
what is this?
So we got Louis, Mist of Solana. Whenever you deal arcane damage for the first time each turn, create a Mist Wraith ally token that has 0 attack for 2 and it has 1 life. Allies you control have go again. And I put a little Wraith in there. Cute little Wraith. Yeah.
Okay, so
Uh,
what before we get into it, what is your design space? Where did you come from with all of this? Tell
Okay.
us about Louis and the rates.
So I waited to the very last minute because I hate both these classes and I literally could not think of anything of any way to do this. But then I was like, I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd to my core, and Hunter x Hunter is up there as like one of like my more well-studied like animes. I'm like, this is a really good anime. One of the coolest characters from it is, I don't know his name. I think you do. The guy with the big pipe. The guy with the big ass pipe.
Morel.
He
Morel.
does stuff with smoke, and I was like, if I was a wizard illusionist, smoke. So it's like that, but he's based more in like a dream space, which comes the wraith aspect. Is like he makes like not like illusions, like these are tangible things that will whoop your ass. So that's kind of where I was at
My
with it.
dream beat the shit out of me last night. I don't.
Yeah, when you wake up sore from a dream, that's what he's getting into.
The rates are above your bed. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Josh, do you want to go first?
yeah, I'm down to go first. So one, I like how it uses both of the like classes. Like obviously, illusionists are things that make illusions, and mists are interesting in the form that like they are literally like illusion based. Um, I like that the hero itself gives go again, which is nice because we can assume that this is a go wide hero, and also that your allies are made by doing the wizard thing, which is playing arcane spells, right? Um, I'm excited to see what other cards you've designed for this hero because one of Wizards like main things that they struggle with is being able to cast arcane spells or multiple arcane spells in a turn. So I
Mm.
want to see how he kind of gets around that, if he gets around that at all, or he just goes, hey, I'm gonna do a couple damage, make an ally, and my ally's gonna do a little bit of damage on the next turn. Like I'm excited to
I
see
forgot to
where.
mention he's a 31 life hero
Oh shit,
because I
I
hate
didn't even
illusions,
look
and
at
I hope
that.
Oh
he dies fast.
shit!
Oh wow.
31
But
life.
but you will
Oh.
understand soon. You will understand
Okay.
soon why he's
Okay, okay,
31
okay.
life.
We
All
don't
right.
have the full context.
All right.
I want to. I just want to piggyback off of Josh. I also love that it's a feedback loop of wizard into illusionist into wizard, which is like, you successfully do a wizard thing, you get rewarded with an illusionist thing. I'm scared that these allies don't have a way to like be destroyed, as we've seen with every illusionist ally. They have ward or phantasm or some way to like be popped. We
Mhm.
always talk about like poppers popping things. Be popped in some way. I'm God, I don't know. I love this design, like in the flavor and the aesthetic. I'm nervous for how good it's gonna be because this 31 life and like free making
It's
allies.
going to be
Like
absolute gas or absolute
I
shit. You never
I'm
know.
scared. I'm scared for everything that comes after this, but I am super into this design already.
Oh yeah.
So if you take us into the next one.
All right, let's get into the illusionist wizard weapon. I hope it's sent. Orb of Forgotten Dreams. Once per turn instant, 2 resources, deal 1 arcane damage to an opposing hero. When I had to shorten this, when Orb of Forgotten Dreams deals damage to a hero, allies you control get +X, where X is the amount of arcane damage you dealt this turn. Whenever an ally you control attacks, amp 1.
Damn. So you put all the power in this guy's weapon.
Mhm, mhm.
That's real.
I like this. I like this. I love that it's an orb. We were talking earlier about like weapons and how they're worded and everything, and we found out that wizards have all staffs except for one, and it is an orb. So I love that you've added to the orb collection for another wizard to ponder. This is spooky. This is hella spooky because whenever an ally you control attacks amp 1, So if you've just been able to make 3 allies, you go attack, attack, attack. They're all free. They all have go again. So that's 6 damage. Then your thing's amped 3. Ooh, this is just an uber enabler, and I'm terrified for it.
So
Josh?
I agree, it's an Uber enabler. What I like about it though is the fact that it is an enabler. It is really strong, but it is, at least at the beginning of the game, just snuffed by arcane barrier, right? Like as long as you brought your arcane barrier, you can prevent that 1 damage, and this weapon does basically nothing. But obviously, you have to prepare for that. You have to be ready for that. You have to be ready to be paying. And then also, it's an instant, once per turn instant, so they can also do it on your turn to make their allies, so they can attack, amp at 1. So it does eventually get there. But at the beginning of the game, it doesn't just like take over because they don't have AB or they're not really ready to pitch for AB. But yeah, it is
Mm.
very interesting. I want more things from Wizards that are just naturally instants. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, sorry, go for Andy. I revealed something.
He makes allies each turn. It's
Yes.
not in the action phase.
These allies don't have poppers either. These have to be attacked
Oh
at.
yeah, they're
These are
not
1
Phantasm
life.
allies, huh? Oh shit.
Yeah.
This is
Raise an
stinky.
army. Have
Oh,
you heard of me?
dead ass. All right, bring it home. Bring it home.
All right, let's get into the spec. The spec is Wraiths of Endless Nightmares. It is illusionist wizard action, red pitch, legendary Louis specialization for 3 with 2 block. As an additional cost to play, destroy OFD and any number of allies. So you have to destroy your orb. Target ally becomes a nightmare wraith, gains plus X, where X is the number of allies that died this turn. When this hits a hero, their intelligence becomes 3 for the rest of the game, and you may banish target equipment or weapon. Destroy that ally at the end of turn. Go again.
What the
Damn.
fuck?
Damn, dude, that's such
Oh
a
yeah.
that's an interesting fucking card. Cause it's like
Oh yeah.
it's not necessarily broken. It's like it's really strong, but it's not like it's not broken. You sacrifice your ability to make allies, destroy all your allies. You know, I mean, you don't actually sacrifice your ability to make allies, but you sacrifice your best way of making allies. And you go, hey, I'm gonna make this giant thing. If you do not block it, you will be worse and you will be weaponless. But if you block it, nothing happens.
Mhm.
Like I don't
This
know.
is
It seems
scary.
it's definitely scary. It's definitely terrifying. But yeah, that's cool.
I love it. I love that the scariest thing about ally heroes is snowballing, right? When they're like, "Oh, you've looked away, you've blinked, and now I have 6 allies," or you know, if you're Prism, you have 90. If you're Gravy, you have 3. Um, I love that this is like an alternative to the snowball in that like he makes 6 wraiths that you just haven't been able to clear. He had a pop off turn, but then he goes, "I'm gonna eat all my wraiths. I'm gonna I'm gonna just debuff the shit out of you." I love this card. Like making somebody's intellect permanently damaged. I love that. I'm coming from playing Dishonor, running Dishonor. Like a debuff for the game is nuts, and I love that. I think that's so cool. I like that you have to sacrifice your orb, like you break your orb in addition to your rates. Um, I like this card a lot. My only thing is I wish there was a base power to the ally that you make, to the nightmare that you make. I wish you made like a 4 power ally or something
The
that
biggest
got
issue is I
plus
didn't want
X.
to make another token. That's honestly why it doesn't exist. I
Yeah.
didn't want to make another token.
For sure.
Yeah. No, I am just in love with this card. Also, you've managed to string together like the same vibe through the art
Yeah, that's
of
cool.
each of these that I really appreciate. Like this is definitely giving like a Wizard of Nightmare type, like almost like Rasputin type of like bad
Mm, bad juju.
eldritch. Yeah, yeah. This vibe is nasty and I'm here for it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
like I like the vibe a lot. I think I'd play this hero like without a doubt. I like the idea of wraiths, the nightmare wraiths. I enjoy that. I enjoy the aesthetic and I like the wizard class, so it'd be kind of fun to see how this hero like would play with the fact that it's making allies and stuff. That's cool. It's really fun.
Yeah. Yeah, this is nuts. Is there anything you wanted to add on to your hero, this hero, the design, the overall theming before we move on?
The hardest part about this hero was honestly the spec. So it went through like 4 iterations before I finally settled on that. The first iteration of that spec was it was going to be an instant. You It'll be like an instant that targets your ally. That ally becomes a nightmare wraith. It gets plus X. You sack as many. You don't have to sack your orb. You sack as many allies as you want. You get plus X for that. And then when it hits your opponent, it did all that except for the remainder of the game. You had 3 intellect, and then at the beginning of the wizard's turn, every ally you controlled dealt 1 arcane damage to your opponent for the rest of the game. But then I was like, that feels like you just lose. And I was like, I have to tune it back because it's like this is like a pseudo game ender. Like I'm going to do you in and then just go from there. Like sack like a handful of them and like do you in. You have 3 intellect for the rest of the game, and now you have to. And the banishing part was like, oh, I don't care about your weapon. Give me your arcane shit. Give me your arcane, your null
AB.
gloves. Yeah, give me your AB. That was like where my head was at with it. Give me your AB. Give me, or if you're like Fang, give me one of those daggers. Get off my ass.
Damn, that would bang. Yeah, I like that. I like where you went with this. This is really cool. I also love that it's legendary. So it's like this is the one time it
Yeah.
happens. Like
Yeah.
you have to like set this up.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go now to Josh.
Oh,
Josh,
Ooh.
what is your prompt? What were you? Because I was doing like the math in my head. I haven't gone last in one of these yet.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
I'm gonna
You're gonna go last.
I'm gonna go last. So
All
what
right.
was your prompt? And then take us away with your hero.
So I was prompted by Dante to make a brute guardian. He was like, Sleeper Sam's coming out. Would you just mesh those 2 heroes together? And I was like,
Fucking
okay,
skip this.
let's see how it
Fucked up.
goes.
I fucked
So yeah, I went brute guardian, which are 2 classes that I do play. That I do enjoy playing. I play all the heavy hitters classes and now pirate, and then mech. Mech was always like a little special baby that I had in my back pocket. But so I went ahead and I was like thinking about how would I make a brute guardian? What would I want them to play like? And I was like, I kind of want them to play a little bit more like a guardian than a brute, but also discarding cards is fun. Well, the roulette of discarding cards is fun. So I ended up making a hero that I'm sure you guys are gonna love, named Boulder, a movable
up. Fucking
object.
go.
He should be coming through if he has not come through yet.
Got
But
him. Ooh, okay.
Boulder, the immovable object, is a brute guardian hero with 4 intellect and 42 life. And he says whenever you discard a card with Crush during your action phase, your attacks gain Crush if this deals 4 or more damage to a hero. Attacks during their next turn have -1 power. So essentially, he's just trying to survive. He's just trying to live, and that was that was my inspo there. All right, Dante, what you got to say?
It's fuck ninjas summer, dog. I love Boulder.
Oh yeah, fuck you.
I love Boulder. This shit right here. Oh. This is hot. -1? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck a Kadachi.
I also just like here I'm gonna tell you guys a little scenario that I had in my head. Like I was like, okay, I'm gonna play this. And you play Wild Ride and it discards a Crush card. It gains that Crush ability, and then you can attack with another card, and that card also has that Crush ability. So like you're like spreading your attacks a little wider, and you're like, hey,
Oh yeah, a Guardian with Go Against Freaky.
yeah. So
Resident Ninja player.
Okay, so it's got 42 life. Whenever you discard a card with Crush during your action phase, it's not inherently awful. I do hate it so much. This design is the freakiest shit in so long.
that's actually my inspo for all of my designs. Is what would Andy hate the most?
I love Boulder's name. There you go. I found a positive thing.
Thank you.
Boulder's name.
The Boulder is conflicted.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Hell yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to say about the hero?
No, I think
Where the design came from? Any?
as far as the design goes, like I said, I just wanted to make a hero that was trying to survive, can do interesting things with both card pools, and was kind of forced into a corner in the form that they have to play at least some crush cards, right? Um, and obviously they still want to be doing the brute thing, discarding, drawing, discarding. So with that, I was like, okay, well, if I'm making them play a bunch of crush cards, and I don't know how many cards are gonna have the ability to discard outside of the crush cards, I'm gonna make it to where he can do that a little bit more consistently by giving him a weapon. So I gave him something I just called Big Hammer.
Yeah.
It's just a big hammer. Um, it is a one-handed hammer. It has action 3 cost attack. Uh, Noticeably, it's not once per turn action. It's just action because he is a brute and he gets to manipulate a little bit of action points here and there. And
Ooh.
then it says whenever you attack with Big Hammer, you draw a card and discard a card. No additional effects. It is just a naturally 3-costed 4 attack that can attack multiple times and at least cost you 1 card to do so.
And it will get crush.
And it will get crush.
So you took Helios and Sages and you made him bad. You made him stinky. You made him not
Listen,
fun.
I may have. I
Oh.
may have. Well, also, I didn't give him the ability to get Gogan himself. I have to, he has to work through the fact that he has multiple classes. But yes, Helios is a great analog there. That's a good point.
I like Big Hammer. Hammer for 4 is a saying that will be ingrained in my brain forever. 3 for 4 is fine. It loots. I think that's good. It's just a good weapon. I have nothing.
I like that it's not random.
Yeah.
That's what's nice about it. It's not a random draw discard. It's draw, then discard something. So I like that you can add a bit of consistency that comes with the inherent randomness of brute, and that's nice. And then if you roll your boots, like you can probably send us like 2. You have to make someone block a breakpoint 2 times, 3 times a turn.
Mm-hmm. Also, like, he does become like de facto outside of, like, maybe not even outside of KO, but because of his crush cards and the fact he has access to the guardian pool, he can play so many blue 6 attacks. You know what I mean? So he'll have access to so many resources. And that
He
was
won't
kind of like
ever
the thing.
miss.
Yeah. So he basically like never. He doesn't have to whiff necessarily, which is kind of nice. But yeah. Which made me go, okay, well, he already has a billion of them. May as well give him another, right? In his spec. So then I made his spec.
The second time Josh has made a fucking blue 6.
Hell yeah. I didn't put spec because there was just too much text. But I made Unstoppable Force. Unstoppable Force is a blue 6 cost, 8 power attack, 3 block. That says as an additional cost to play Unstoppable Force, discard a random card. If the discarded card has 6 more power, Unstoppable Force has Crush. If Unstoppable Force deals 4 more damage until the end of your next turn, whenever you attack or defend, deal 1 damage to target hero.
Okay. I like this. I actually like
Ooh.
this. I like this. This seems good. This seems fun. I like that the discard is random. It's giving brute. I like that. You finally stopped making guardian cards in this. uh I like its crush ability, actually. I think that's really interesting. Being like, I'm attacking and I'm blocking, but everything I do is going to hurt you because I've crushed you.
Mhm.
Like, I like this a lot. 6 for 8 seems steep, but I mean, it's a blue 6. You can discard it, you can pitch it. It has so much utility. I like this card. It's like a perfect like gap filler anywhere you need it to be. You're never gonna feel bad attacking with it either.
Hey, I really like this card because one, it somehow ties in Guardian and Brute super well because it's like you'll probably pitch this for the first like 10 turns of the game underneath. You get to the late game when both life totals are low, and then you start swinging this. And if one of them does hit, like my favorite way to win in Brute is fucking Reckless Swing. It's like one of my favorite ways. There are 2, and I'm like, oh, gotcha. That's like one of those gotcha moments.
I think it's
I
just
like this.
super funny because I was thinking about the card. I'm like, oh yeah, you attack them, they let it crush. You go, okay, cool. Your turn. You're at 4 life. Are you sure you want to attack me? Like, like, you know what I mean? Like that's
Pseudo time walk.
yeah. That was a little like situation where I was like, oh, that's pretty strong. But I think obviously, there's no inherent donation of dominate or overpower. Like there's no way that it gets those keywords. It's a lot easier to block.
Evasion.
Yeah, there's no evasion. There's no, yeah, maybe you might be able to blood rush this card out, so it'd be a little bit stronger. It'd be a 10 cost, or 10 power card, but that would require you to have played blood rush, which means you've already lost a card, so it might be a lot harder to play. I don't know. A lot of me was just being like, I gotta balance this. He's got 42 life. How do I make this like not just out like just crazy broken, you know? But
The
yeah.
thing with pummel too is
Hey.
that like this is super hard to pummel just because it's 6 cost.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's both blues. You can't do the spinal thing where you go pitch 2, leave tunic up. What are you gonna do?
Mm,
Like
Mhm.
you fully need another card.
yeah.
I like it. That's actually the first card from your pull I've like enjoyed.
Jeez. I've made 15 cards or something with you, and you really liked one of them.
No, from this
Oh, okay,
hero.
okay, yeah,
I've
yeah,
enjoyed a lot of your other cards. This hero is like the antithesis of how I play Flesh and Blood.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, it is definitely, try not to die by the death of a thousand cuts. That is ninja, but yeah, that was my inspiration. I just wanted to build a big bulky boy that sometimes rolled downhill and hit everything in his way. So.
I love that. I need Art of Boulder just curled up on the side of a mountain now, just going down.
All right.
All right.
Best for last, right?
Last but
Final
not
one.
least,
Final one.
final one. I was tasked to build a Runeblade Necromancer, which I was so not prepared for, did not want to do. And after long hours of trying to figure out what I wanted to do, I built Safina, Soul Stitcher. She is a 4 intellect, 40 life Runeblade Necromancer hero. And she says, whenever a card with Unearth leaves your graveyard, create a rune chant token. Whenever you deal arcane damage during your action phase, if it's the third time, draw a card and discard a card. And whenever you discard a card, gain a resource.
Mm.
So Safina, I went back to how I built Sir Beryl, where it's like I want to build lore and theme first and figure it out because I'm not a Necromancer player. Runeblade seems fine. I just can't figure it out. So I really wasn't inspired like mechanically to figure out how to do anything with these two classes. But I thought about like, what about a character that like reanimates bodies by like using arcane like writings or like etching runes into this thing and like infusing them with that arcane energy. So like that's where the unearth comes in, which is just going to be like the equivalent of watery grave, right? Where it's like allies with unearth go into the bin and then they can come out. I love the thing of like because you can make so many rune chants and they're all instances of one. If you can just get to the third instance of arcane damage, you get to loot. And another thing I like about Gravy and Necromancer is that they do like a thing where they discard or destroy the top of your deck. And I think destroying is something that I wanted to get away from. And I wanted to make her more focused on discarding the allies out of her hand. So I gave her that whole text of like, when you discard, gain a resource.
Mm.
I'm glad this isn't a pirate because holy fuck, if this was a pirate, this would fucking break the tide.
It'd be
Oh, this
crazy. Yeah.
I really like this though. I really like the Unearth. I really like that mechanic. I think that's super fucking dope. I like that there's so many steps to like she does a lot, but it takes like you got to do a lot. Like, and if someone respects your like arcane, like half your game plan shut off. So like I like that it's like balanced in a form that like probably slower, more prepared decks will be like, I'll deal with this, and then like some decks like I refuse to even bring AB into a matchup, or it's just going to like eventually just get overran and crowded.
I think it's interesting because it's like there's the chance that it's like, oh hey, uh, you get to pitch your one blue, you can take your. I guess it's because each iteration of rune chants, huh? So never mind. It doesn't work the same way as wizard. I was thinking in like wizard form, where they're throwing 3 damage at you, and then you can prevent one of those damages and it's fine, or whatever. No, each rune chant is its own iteration. So if they make five rune chants, they're doing 5 damage,
Mhm.
and you prevent 3 of them or whatever. But yeah, that's a good point. Never mind. Yeah, the third iteration of damage on rune chance is actually a lot easier than third iteration of arcane damage on a wizard. I was mistaken, but yeah.
Yeah.
I also like that you gain the resource when you discard cards, and assuming that she's making allies or she has allies that she's discarding, it also works in tandem with the necromancer chess piece, um, dead threads. So she'll be able to work with a lot of resources on her turn. But I mean, I don't know, assuming she's discarding allies. So yeah.
Yeah. So this is her weapon, which is Rune Carver. So Rune Carver, I liked the Necromancer space of not having like a weapon per se, but having an offhand.
Mm.
So Rune Carver is a Runeblade Necromancer equipment offhand, and it says tap, discard a card. The first card unearthed this turn gains go again. And it also has tap, spend 2 resources, deal 1 arcane damage to target opponent.
Mm.
So there is a Runeblade weapon that has no actual like power, like physical power, but it is just pay into it and deal an arcane damage. And I like that space as well, where it's just like I can just shoot you with this thing. And like lore wise, the rune carver is the tool, the item that Safina uses to like etch these runic incantations into the bodies that she reanimates.
Mm. That's cool. I think it's cool because it works. I'll speak first on this if you don't mind. But I think it's cool that it picks and chooses between the two like abilities that she has, right? So it can do the 1 damage and assist you in drawing the card, or it can also just like assist in your unearthing of cards, and like that's kind of cool. And having to pick and choose between the two is really fun, especially because Gravy doesn't have to do that. It gives go again, and it also licks at the top, which plays into his card pool. Which is like if we're talking Necromancer, he's the only one that we have to go off of, right? So it's kind of interesting, and
Yeah.
I like that you're kind of choosing between the two. It's fun. Yeah.
Like your weapon, the only grievance I have is that it costs 2 to do the 1. I think if you have to tap your whole weapon, stopping you from giving all your creatures on Earth, the only thing I would say would be like not have to pay for that 1 arcane. Maybe that's just my thought on it. I think it's a
Mm.
cool weapon, but if you're giving up your full, because like you're giving up your full action point at that point for 1 damage, like when you were playing like Unearthed. So that'd be like my one thing is like just tap it and it just be 1 instead of having to pay into it. But I like it otherwise. I do like the fact that like it does what essentially we only have one other necromancer, as he says, so that just statically says that. So I like that you have to like choose to be like, I'm gonna do this more than once. I'm gonna do something more this turn.
Mm-hmm. I can see that. You still have the ability to unearth cards. The first one won't have go again. So like you're right in that like it will kind of stop your turn if you don't have action point manipulation to do a thing after you unearth an ally, but you still have the option to do it like as like a turn ender. And that's why I like that Safina has like when an unearthed card leaves your graveyard, you make a rune chant. So it's like you end your turn making an ally, making a rune chant.
This is a Rune Blade. You can send actual attacks in this deck. That's on me. I'm thinking of pure necromancer. This is an actual Rune Blade that you can be like, hey, here's 7
Yeah.
upside your fucking
Here's
head.
Rune Rager Swarm. Here's Rune Blooding or the fucking Swarming Gloomveil.
Yeah,
I may
Gloomveil, that's
resend
what
this.
I was thinking.
I was thinking from this purely necromancer standpoint. This is a Rune Blade. Rune Blades have real attacks, like real
Yeah.
deal, like will fuck
And
you up
and
if you
armor.
get.
So
Yeah, they
And
got
armor,
real deal
yeah.
shit. They got real deal shit.
Can block. Lastly, I made an ally hero. I have to show an ally, and I loved the idea that Safina specifically reanimates people that have been important to her throughout her life, whether they wanted to be reanimated or not. So this is Elliot First Love. So this is the first person that Safina has ever like fallen in love with was this man named Elliot. He is a 2-cost Runeblade Necromancer action ally with 2 damage and 4 life. The light you can't put a life total in the bottom right.
Yeah, for sure.
It was fucking me up. He has action, pay 1 resource, attack. He says rune chants you control have ward 1. And then he has the unearth ability that says you may play this card from your graveyard. When this is put into your graveyard from the arena, put it face down. Elliot, being the first love, being in love with Safina, has that desire to protect her. I wanted to give him a somewhat substantial amount of life to where like you have to send something of value to clear him because he's gonna like put his whole life down for Safina. And turn those rune chants into protection. If you're trying to play a stack version where you're like, I'm setting up, 7 rune chants, 20 rune chants, whatever the fuck, however high you want to stack, Elliot's going to be really big and being like, I'm going to turn all of those into a life total cushion until you remove a me. Dante, you had the die up.
So I didn't know what obviously none of us knew what Unearth was. I didn't realize Unearth was just flat. You can play this from your graveyard. So that just makes this so much better.
Yep.
Rune Chance having Ward 1, and it really dawned on me that allies don't trigger Rune Chance. So you can build this as you stack it up, and I don't remember what that fucking Rune Chant card. It's like if you have 9, this is free. Like that fucking
Oh, the
9
Sonata,
card
like
bullshit.
Galaxia and stuff, like the
Yeah, like
Sonatas. I think all the Sonatas do it, but yeah.
Like this is way better than I was like Unearth, and I'm too recency bias with fucking Gravy's dumbass. Too much recency bias. This is so much better. I love this. But Ward 1, I would fucking throw up. I would throw up crazy style.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we're not offensive anymore. We're all here blocking for Safina.
We're all spectral shields.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
We're all spectral shields. Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm sending 9. Like, fucking, here's 9.
Yeah. I mean, he's like base as an ally. He's a good ally. 2 for 4 or 2 4 health. Does kind of everything you need. Attacks for 1. It's cool. The rune chance having ward 1 is super super cool in the form that like we've seen this in play. I can't remember the rune blade card, but there's a rune blade card that already does this. And they were playing it in uh that stupid fucking Florian deck that was building a billion rune chance.
I'll stack Florian.
Yeah, and then
Florian.
they played this one. It's the one that has like all the blood surrounding them, and it gives you rune chance essentially ward, but you prevent damage and destroy rune chant essentially is what it says, I think.
Mhm.
And that's super cool. It's a really good card, and being able to put it on an ally that's also attacking that also does other things is very interesting. And also ward works in a different way than this card would otherwise work. Um, we know how powerful it can be in a deck that wants to stack them, and like you're saying, if you're just not attacking with your own abilities, with your own stuff, and also your weapon isn't attacking, your weapon is dealing 1 damage. So you can literally play like the hey, I'm gonna stack up, sit behind my allies. All right, now I have a billion, attack you. You know,
Yeah.
gives those Florian stackers, I don't know what those those guys
Florian?
stack
Yeah.
Florian a place to run
Stackers.
to. Yeah.
They're just cup stacking
Yeah,
Florians.
literally cup stacking.
We gotta get a meme of a stack Florian with just rune chance on the cups. He's got a scepter of pain in his ass.
Oh god.
Going stupid.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
No.
But
long
that
as
is
Swing Lethal doesn't fuck with stack Florian.
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
gonna
Never
win,
again.
no.
Yeah.
God.
Be proactive. Don't sit there and build a nuke. So that's Safina with Runecarver and her first love, Elliot. Dante, you went first, so I'm gonna come back to you first. What is your favorite card from this design space that you did not design yourself?
My favorite card, honestly, I think it's Elliot. I'm a sucker for lore. I'm gonna be super real. And like, he's a 2-powered 4-butt, but like he puts such a powerful ability onto the board, especially in a deck that's more than likely going to go stack Safina. Also, I really like Room Blades because they're cool. So like, I think I just gotta go with the Room Blade card and go with fucking Elliot. I think Elliot's fire.
Josh, what was your favorite card that you did not design this design space?
So this is a hard choice just because there's like a lot of really cool ones. It and gosh, and it's like even now I'm like sitting there thinking rethinking my decision. But the one that I decided on was Wraiths of Endless Nightmares. I just really like this card. I think it's super cool. At the end of like after I was reading like through the heroes and like the abilities and stuff, there was actually a part of me that just goes, you maybe don't even use this card because it might just be better to be like, hey, I have. You remember that one hero Dash IE who had a whole nuke of a whole slew of 2 attack things going on? Well, I can make a billion of those, and they have 1 life, and they all have go again because my hero says they have go again. So like in my head, I'm just like, why would I take that away just to make sure that they don't have a weapon? You know? I don't know, but also 3 intellect. Like the 3
Yeah,
intellect
that's the
is
thing. They
nothing.
play one less card
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
rest of the
So
game.
I'm like, I don't know. But also like the actual text of the card make me happy and make me go, this is a fucking cool card. Like I really like the idea of building towards something like bigger, and then having like the reversed effect of singularity, right? Because singularity is like you're building yourself up, and then this one's like no, you're building your board and then sacrificing that board to make them weaker, and that's fun. I think that's cool. But yeah, I think that is why I've chosen that card, Wraiths of the Night. Good job, Dante. It's a fun card.
Yeah, that card's cool.
Woot.
For mine, for my card that I did not design, that is my favorite this time, I am gonna go actually with Louis, Mist of Solana, the hero. This is the first time I've ever seen a wizard, the first time I've ever seen an illusionist where I was like, I want to play this. This looks so insanely fun. Um, the fact that he's not restricted to his own action phase to make wraiths is something that is super interesting to me, where it's like, okay, if I can just sneak one, I don't even care how much damage it is, if I can sneak one arcane damage in against you, I get to make a wraith. And I want to do that. I want to play this hero as like, here, I block 2, you're passing, okay, I'm gonna sneak in 2 damage, I get you for 1, I make a wraith. Like, this looks so fun to play in a way that's like very tricksy, of like, you don't know when I'm gonna try it, but I'm gonna try it, and I want to build wraiths. Aesthetically, it's beautiful. Mechanically, it looks really fun and interesting,
Yeah.
and I just want to play Louis. Louis looks so
I'm,
fun.
I'm, I'm gonna
Uh,
glaze Louis real quick before we move on to the outro or whatever. Orb of Forgotten Dreams was like my other card. I'm like, I wanted to choose this one because it just says whenever you attack, you amp and your things have go again. So you can be like, boom, 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 boom. All my things have go again. I'm now gonna amping 4, and instead of hitting you with my weapon for 4, I'm gonna hit you with a fucking open the floodgates or a mind warp or all these
Oh,
other things that exist with Surge, and you get to like kind of like live the Yosilio like Volzar dream, as well as
yeah,
also
yeah,
attacking.
exactly.
It's like it's kind of cool. But
Yeah. Uh, I agree that the orb is fucking. It's very much like Volzar, very much like that play pattern of like Gone to Flash, Gone to Flash, Gone to Flash. But it's fair because all the wraiths are two power.
yeah.
yeah.
Well, unless you did arcane damage first, right? And then in which case they're not 2 power. They're much
It's-
So
stronger.
before we head out, the one thing about that I personally, because I hated making this, but the one thing I enjoyed about it is that I don't like Kano because Kano will do nothing until he does 50. I don't like fucking uh what's that
Oscillio.
thing's name? Ocilio or Zareth if you play League. I don't like him because he doesn't play like a wizard. That's not a wizard. That's not a fucking wizard. You're not gonna 10 me. That's not. I like this because it's like you play into your allies and then you send like 3 allies. You're like instant speed. Here's 4. Also, my 4th ally is going to be much bigger. So it's like an aggro style thing. Like I don't want to block a lot. I don't want to use my resources to block you. I want to, and you have to respect my 1 power things because none of them can be popped. You have to attack my things to stop me.
Yeah. Yeah, that is something that I think is gonna push that over the top into being like insanely good. Is the fact that none of them can be popped, none of them can be destroyed by other means.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Big Hammer. Big Hammer was like my short list. It was like this. It was like Big Hammer's hella funny. The name alone almost got
This is
me.
a big hammer. So yeah.
Mama.
All right, we ready to go?
Yeah, we're ready to go.
All right. This has been the Swing Lethal podcast with all of us here at Swing Lethal, Dante, Josh, me. We are always talking about Flesh and Blood. We're talking about Magic. We're going to be talking about hopefully Neuroscape very soon. Check us out here on YouTube. Leave a comment. Tell us what you liked, what you didn't like, what cards are your best. So Casual Gaming, here's the cat tax right there.
Well, my cat's in another room because last time she was here,
Yeah.
she did not leave me alone. But I can grab her for you next time.
We are out of here. Check us out on TikTok, IG, YouTube, Blue Sky, wherever you are social mediaing. We're there. We're Swing Lethal, and you're welcome.